Fix this. Still too in. Maybe? No. What's up, world with E-Daddy, your angry guy? Back for episode 74. Which does mean before Christmas we will do episode 75. And as weird as it sounds, I am going to give a shout out to Joe Motto and the crew over there at Fans of Power. That's a thing to say about them, but they are getting ready to celebrate the 300th episode here later tonight. So, once again, cheers to 300 episodes. It's hard to do. Hell, I've been doing this 4 years. I've only made it to 75, but got a lot of issues on getting them all done. But anyways, turn the damn volume off on this shit. Anyways, so like I said, start this out real quick. Not gonna sit there and bash what anybody as far as what their reviews might have been for the second half of the Master Universe Revelations. Only because one, a little bit on the childish side. Two, you know, everybody's going in this with an open mind now, and you know, that's something we all needed to do, was go into this whole show with an open mind. So if anybody's expecting me to go through and go through and bash a couple people who did from the FOP that went through and did a review, I want to say Wednesday, of the second half. I'm not. It's only because one, I haven't had a chance to fully watch all of their episode. I got through like half of it. First like 5-10 minutes of it, I kind of had to stop it once and give myself a little bit and then watch some more of it. Well, because if anybody's looked at my Facebook post as far as the Angry Guy Productions page, or even the my personal page, I've had a lot of stuff going on this last 8 days, and to anybody here is here in the part of the Angry Guy Productions page over there at Facebook, that donated to the GoFundMe account that my oldest nephew Damien set up for his little brother Joseph and Joseph's wife Brittany, to help with everything as far as the medical bills and the funeral cost for the death of their 2-day-old son. We want to say thank you to everybody that did contribute in for that. I don't know what the last total was. I think it was around 3,000, maybe a little bit more. But I know there's just more than just, toy community. There was people within the community back home as well that went through and donated money in, and did things, to help them out as much as they could. So it was really nice to see. Um, and, I know some people reached out to me, um, where they're having problems as far as trying to donate on the GoFundMe page and everything, and helped them out on that. So I do want to say thank you to everybody. Family wanted me to say thank you to everybody, as it was a really tough week for all of us, with the Glenn family, Harney family. But like I said, it was um, tough week whenever you're losing a lot. It's tough whenever you lose a loved one. Lose one so little, it's even tougher. Um, and for his family to go through something like this twice, it's extremely tough. So, for a third time, cheers to everybody that did help out with that. Before it's ever asked, this show is not sponsored by anybody at all. Hold up. What? No, that's for me, Wumps. Anyways, of course, came back the other night after spending pretty much 6 days or 7 days, 6 nights there, and got damn sinus cold, sinus issue, something like that. So if I sound funny, apologize. Uh, Honestly, my best friend to kill it, and it's doing good because half hour ago or an hour ago before um, I was like, man, I'm about ready to call this off for a day. Put some of that in orange juice. I'm feeling better. Made me a rum and coke. Here we are. But um, I also hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving, as we're coming off the Thanksgiving holidays. I know this is not how my kids planning on spending their Thanksgiving break, was to be in Indiana all week long. But anyways, while we were there, we did see where part two of Kevin Smith's Masters Universe Revelations did drop. And for a lot of people, um, a lot of haters, it seemed like most of it shut them up. Yes, there was some bad spots in there, I will admit. Um, we did start the show, pretty much picking up where um, episode 5 of part 1 stopped or quit. Skeletor's got the sword. Um, he went through and he did what he needed to do, or what he wanted to do. Uh, it We got Skelegod going through and giving the powers of the sorceress over to Evil Lyn. Thus, we're getting um, Evil Lyn in the Sorceress of Horkoth gear, which was wow. Okay, if Filmation would not have allowed that to have happened at all. Wow. Also, start to show out. We did find out something that basically, destroyed all canon altogether for Teela, which was, while it's always been canon that she was the daughter of the sorcerers, that Duncan went through and had adopted her as his own. I'm fine. No, that's not the case because thing about people getting it on, we'll get to that later. Um, we do see where um, everybody is, of course, running for their lives because here Skeletor's got the power. He pretty much whoops everybody. Uh, Sorcerer's are pretty much on her dying moments. She whisks the crew off to the palace. Somebody did, all except for Man at Arms, who was stuck behind to have his beloved sorceress go through and die in his arms eventually. Um, which, I mean, we knew at some point, sorcerer's supposed to die. Teela takes over. It's a given. Um, as far as how Teela got to that point, there's been many different canons to that. So it is what it is. But anyways, Crew's there. Teela managed get some help from her soon to be deceased mom through her spirit as far as healing Adam. Um, we do get to see Clamp Champ and oh crap, Clamp Champ and Fisto show up. Now, I seriously kind of had a problem with this because not the childish humor joke that Kevin Smith made sure he put in with this part. As far as what Fisto had to say about fisting somebody. My issue was um, the lack of time that they got before basically they got possessed and then blowed up. And we find that Skelegod actually has their souls, and instead of sending them to Preternia, he just crushes their souls, thus send them to Subternia, never to be seen again. Of course, Skeletor also has possessed the entire town into new versions of Skelecons. Um, we see him and Prince Adam going talking, and both start laughing. And I was like, I never needed this damn sword to transform. Watch this shit. It's pretty much one of those. Skeletor, you can do that with that sword. I could too, but here, somebody hold my beer. Watch this shit. Turns into Savage He-Man. Now, Okay, the only lore we've got, honestly, on Savage He-Man is what we saw before Filmation came out. This we get, and yes, I'm going to rob a line off of the other guys, but basically he transformed into a white Hulk, full of nothing but mindless rage. Let's see where I'm at here. Which I don't know. I mean, a lot of people, yeah, they didn't like it. Some people did. It is what it is. They do end up going to Point Dread, following the Savage He-Man, and once Randor sees him, he's all apologetic about everything that happened with his boy and everything, and thus, he manages to transform back into Adam. We do find out that because of all the secrets that Adam kept and that his mom had kept, put some serious tensions between Randor and Marlena. I said we got to see a lot of cool shit, through it all. Of course, I think honestly they could have expanded on this a lot more, show some more heart and emotion, as far as they did a great job as far as Randor's feelings, seeing that his son was alive and everything like that. But they could have done a lot more with Marlena. I'm not exactly sure what the time gap was between Adam and Skeletor dying to start with, when the orb got destroyed, to the time that the entire crew went back and got him and got the sword reforged. But it was cool. I mean, there was like no emote there. Like, oh, I'm just glad to see you're here, and here, let's talk about what's happened over the last amount of time. We did get to see some more of one Spy Corps, without a doubt. Let me fast forward here a little bit here, because I think I know I'm already ahead of myself. There's already where Teela heals him. Turn into the Warcock chick. Fisto and Clamp Champ. Yeah. Alright, so the Scale of God Cons. Turn to the Hulking Beast, which ended episode 1. Alright, episode 2. Oh, I should have done this. Alright, so let's see. Savage He-Man dealing with the Skeletons. They all head elsewhere. Okay. So we get to see more Beastman, Clawful, and Webstore without doubt. We get a shot of Webstore being there, along with Goatman and Pig Boy, which those two was basically used as the villainous comedic duo, just for laughs later on. So eventually, after a while, they go through a lot of shit. They go through, and Evil Lynn's figured out, hey, Adam can transform and reform with that sword, and that Skeletor is basically, he's lost it because the only thing he wants to do is kill He-Man. And she brings up basically a very good point. What would he do to himself even after he does it? She convinces him to let the power return in the funniest of ways. Basically saying, hey, Skeletor, you want to get laid? Yeah, return the power because I don't feel like getting destroyed by your god, your godness there. Tosses him back in the chair, straddles him, then gets the sword and basically says, you know what, you fucked up. You've just been so simple minded on, okay, this is what you want to do. You're not concerned with what you can really do with this. And turns into God-Lyn. I could have done without that. It could have done so much more. I mean, honestly, at this point, it looks like the show just wasn't based on just focusing on, okay, Teela dealing with all this. It's a story of what Teela and Evil Lyn do throughout all of this. And Evil Lyn basically let the power really go. She realized what the power could do, and she used it to her full extent. Thus, Skeletor, for some reason, shows up over at Point Dread and says, hey, we're going to have to team up to Adam and the rest of everybody else says, we can't do this, especially after she goes through and she opens up a thing, both to all of Eternia and to Pre-Eternia, and basically blows the fuck out of Pre-Eternia. Thus making it where if you die, guess what? Your ass is going to Subternia. That's it. That's right. Savage He-Man, whenever something gets said about his mom and dad, that's when he goes on a berserker rampage towards there, since when they end up in Mystic Mountains. Bottom line is this: they finally went through. Teela embraces what she needs to do as far as becoming a sorceress. God-Lyn goes through and she pulls the power of Subternia out. So way Scareglow and all the Shadow Beasts can return, but that also means that Orko returned. So that was cool. Thanks to Orko, Adam managed to get back hold of the sword. When he transforms, he makes sure to transform Cringer back into Battlecat and Skeletor back into Skelegod. Sorceress goes to, or Teela goes through and does what she needs to with Godlin. Skeletor, of course, no one's surprised, turns on He-Man, all of them. Evelyn finally comes face to face with what Teela's telling her as far as, hey, guess what? This is over. I'll let you see everything that you saw. So all in all, good guys win, bad guys lose. Adam and Teela look like towards the end, once everybody's happy again, Andrew becomes the new man at arms. Since Kevin Smith went through and eliminated Clamp Champ out of the equation, they go through pretty much saying, okay, we're going to take our relationship to the next level here. Especially since Teela's figured out, hey, I accept this, but I'm not going to be bound to the damn to Castle Grayskull. I want to be able to move around. And Skeletor goes back to Snake Mountain, tries to destroy Motherboard, which we come find out is actually something that the Horde was using, which I think I kind of alluded to, the Horde being possibly somehow involved with this and a technovirus, and Skeletor getting infected with the technovirus led up to what we're going to see coming up, and that's the hopefully we get to see more of this, whether Kevin Smith stays on board with it or not, or somebody else takes over the reins. Whoever the animation team was, they need to stick with it. Because we're getting that teasing of, okay, the Horde's going to appear. Something I did notice was one of Teela's visions, and Evil Lyn or Godlin had the same vision. A snake biting a falcon and plunging into the lake. I was wondering if that was a shout out to possibly the Snake Men being involved at some point in the near future. But overall, like I said, yeah, it was one continual story through 10 episodes. Something that needed, first half, yeah, there was still a lot of questions. I think a lot of them got answered in the second half. I honestly think they could have used more characters in here than what they did. Because I think as far as the heroes go, other than Adam, Teela, Roboto, Orko, Man at Arms. Adam, Teela, Man at Arms, Orko. Clamp Champ and Fisto, who didn't, I think they didn't last more than like 5 minutes throughout the entire series. We do get to see Ram Man, Stratos, and Buzz Off show up at the end. Ram Man gets a few little lines in there. Hoping that they do a third part to all this, that they do start bringing in more characters into the fold as far as the heroes go, and get some more of the villains out there. I mean, I know we got Evil Lyn, we had Skeletor without doubt, Beastman, we saw Merman for a few minutes, Whiplash, Trapjaw, Triclops, Clawful, Webstore, Spike, or hopefully they don't ever use Goatman and Pig Boy ever again, because that was just a little tough to swallow. But there is a plethora of ways that they could go to continue this on. I doubt they're going to call the next part Revelations, but it was both good and bad, without a doubt. What's up, Kevin? I'll say 10-1. I don't know if you saw the second half of Revelations or not. If you haven't, well, guess what? You just kept away from all the spoilers. But I mean, all in all, yeah, there was a lot of good. There was a lot of crappy moments. We're all saying, "What the hell?" But I think what? Hang on. Yeah, I was. I'm getting ready to here in a few minutes. Oh. Anyways, you know, Kevin, a lot of people I'm noticing are loving, this second half. Yeah, there was things to hate on. And I know whenever I posted up the thing saying, hey, I'm gonna do a little bit of a small review of, overall review of the whole, second half of Revelations. I had one person say, "Here, save you some time. Show sucked." If that's your opinion, that's your opinion. Seems like a lot more of us loved it than hated it this time around. At least that's what the overall consensus that I'm seeing across the board is. More people loving it than hating it. I mean, I know there's still gonna be people that's gonna completely not have liked any of this. Um, and to each their own. Um, you know, it's not true. It's not what we come to expect after having Filmation and the MYP series. Um, it is what it is. But I think there's some things that they could have done different with a lot of the characters, especially like the Savage He-Man, instead of turning him into the Savage Hulk, like they did. Just a white version of the Hulk. Of course, I mean, now it shows, exactly what, happens whenever you transform without the sword. Going forward, I can say in part 3, it kind of makes me wonder, okay, what would happen if, since Skeletor's already been able to do that, use the sword to, would he be able to do the same thing? Would he be able to transform without the sword? Of course, now with him getting the technovirus, one only knows how that could actually play out. Same goes for Evil-Lyn, who looks like at the end she's turned good and said, "You know what, I've had enough of this," and tosses her wand to the ground like, "Hey, I'm done living a life of evil. I enjoyed it while Skeletor's gone, and well, I'm just gonna go ahead and enjoy life the way it is now that he's gone again for now." But honestly, I mean, if you're a fan of any of the previous shows, as far as Filmation, New Adventures, 2000X, um, it ain't gonna hurt to check this out. It ain't gonna hurt to, you know, yeah, you might not like it. I'm really big on saying I absolutely hate watching the New Adventures of He-Man. And I know I'm not the only one out there, but it is what it is. Not everybody's going to be like, hey, why are you bashing, something that happens in the future in another planet? If anything, this kind of did what I really wish they'd kind of done with Filmation all along, is did like a continual story. This is why, honestly, as much as, I grew up with Filmation, I loved Filmation. I really loved the MYP 2000X series a lot more. Honestly, if they could have gotten the rights to it, they could have said, "Hey, this is a continuation." Some part of the 2000X mythos. Been happy with it. It is what it is. So I mean, it's like I said, there's a lot of good to it. There's some shitty parts to it, but I mean, there was probably Filmation episodes that, yeah, we loved a lot of them. There's probably some of them we just absolutely couldn't stand. Yeah, it is what it is. So we loved it or hated it. It's here. Um, Personally, I enjoyed it. Really hope that they do a third part to this so we can see the Horde show up. Maybe, hopefully, She-Ra. Hopefully, the Snake Men. Maybe move forward towards, um, more things happening. We got the future to deal with. Adam and them leaving Eternia. Yeah, Kevin, I talked about that in the first, like between the 10 and 15-minute mark or somewhere in there. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it completely destroyed the mythos on that. But I didn't see any harm to it. I was like, all right. Because, I mean, honestly, how many people didn't really suspect that from the get-go anyways? But yeah, it's definitely something worth checking out. Everything kind of much like, I know I'm seeing a lot of love and hate for the Netflix CGI reboot. But I mean, it's a great way to open it up for a new generation there. And this here, great way to say, you know what, we're going to move on with the original story for all you adults. Yeah, we're going to add some adult tones to it. So add some of the campy humor that was there back in the day. You know, honestly, I mean, all this Kevin Smith did is he went through and he brought it up to date as far as the tone of it. So in fact, at this point, dealing with a bunch of 40-year-olds that grew up with this. So I mean, it's all good. In my books, it's all good. We can live with it. So now that being said, when being the Christmas season, we're getting a lot of toys actually starting to hit the actual shelves now. I've had a chance to look around. Target's starting to really expand upon what they're putting out there. Seems like Walmart is a little bit, not too much, but still a little bit more. Now it seems like the peg warmer is going to be the Battle Armors. If you have a Myers, feel free to check that out. Like I said, with everything I dealt with in the past week, as far as the funeral and everything, we got home late Friday night. Realized, hey, we need to get some stuff for the house so we wouldn't have to do anything a whole lot this weekend other than rest and relax and get ready for this coming week. But it was in Myers, and they had Wave 5 Motu figures out, some of the deluxe figures, and didn't manage to found the last one they had there of the deluxe figure. They had the Battle Armors and the Buzzsaw Hordak, but they had like one Mosquito left, and I hadn't gotten one for the loose collection yet, so I went and I picked it up. Pretty damn badass. At least they made sure, much like the vintage toy, it had the blood pumping action. Really cool figure. Wave 2 of Revelations, I am starting to see them hit heavy at Walmarts and Targets. I have been slowly picking those up, even though I have them pre-ordered through Big Bad Toy Store. Big Bad's about to lose several of my pre-orders as it is, because of the fact that the store's actually starting to put this stuff out on the shelves. I did pick up a Spikor, a Tila, and a Man-at-Arms. As far as the Wave 2 goes, I'm still not real sold on the Man-at-Arms Revelations figure. Especially after, sit there and rewatch this, look at that, rewatch this. I think they kind of dropped the ball on that figure, to be honest with you. Honestly, I hate to say that. Also, I've been noticing that Big Lots is starting to put the Palace Guards out. And I forget what Big Bad Toy Store had them listed for. But I know you can pick them up at Big Lots for like $20 a set. And you can go through, if you've got an extra Man-at-Arms, go through and replace the armor and the head and have the vintage style Man-at-Arms figure, with the no mustache Duncan. And what's also funny is with the Palace Guard head, with the way that the thing's made, you can actually pull the face guard down a little bit, and you still have the vintage Man-at-Arms face underneath that. Underneath that piece that goes across his face and his nose. So, that was it's pretty cool little pickup. And along with, I don't know if anybody has seen them. And let me get these real quick because they were like really awesome. Found them at Big Lots. They were like $7 each. But they're called Flex Dreams of like He-Man and Skeletor. So they're about 7-8 inches tall. And you can apparently bend them around, kind of pose them around, stuff like that. But yeah, they were only like $7 each over at Big Lots. It's pretty cool. Found them over in the toy section. May go through later this week, pick up another set so I can like hang one set on the wall and open these up and kind of like mess with them a little bit more. Really kind of awesome looking. But I imagine it's with the Christmas season. That's why Big Lots is fine putting that stuff out. Kevin, I hadn't really seen him either. Somebody last week had posted something over one of the pages. I think it's Lucky Legends. They're on Facebook. Somebody had spotted, I think, the Skeletor one or the He-Man one, posted a picture of it. I think it's the Skeletor one. And then I go up there and I look and I see they've got a He-Man, Skeletor, and that's the only two they put out like that. Something that kids could definitely play with, without a doubt. Think about like I said, getting there, setting, open them up, and see how little Joshua likes those. To see if he's interested in them at all. I know he's enjoying playing with the CGI reboot ones, and which I will say this right now, Skeletor's Havoc Staff breaks easy as far as the CGI reboot goes. The figure Havoc Staff breaks real fucking easy. We got him set to take down there to Granny's while we were dealing with all the funeral stuff, and pretty sure the Havoc Staff was in 3 pieces by the time we left. Just saying. Sword don't have that, the Power Sword don't have that issue, but Havoc Staff did. But yeah, definitely, getting a lot of stuff, it's actually hitting the stores with the holidays, and with as much they got out, it's becoming really hard for them to sell out, because I have not been to a store yet where they haven't had plenty of Motu stuff out there. But it was a good time, definitely, to be a fan of the show. To be a collector and to be getting our stuff for our kids, that's showing some kind of interest in all this, getting these for them so they can play with them much like we did back in the day. But anyways, so that was my short kind of review of the second half of the Revelations Netflix show. Now, game plan is this. We have about 3.5 weeks before Christmas. Sometime between now and then, we are going to do, of course, it will also be the season 4 finale, but also episode number 75 for the show will be for the next one. So I am going to try to do something kind of special for that. So I'm going to try to, but I'm definitely going to get it done before, we're going to do this before Christmas, so we enjoy all Christmas, and you guys don't have to look at this ugly mug bitching about something. Then that way, after the first of the year, for 2022, we can go through and be like, all right, season 5. My goal for next year is to hopefully do 25 episodes. That way I can say, into season 5, we're doing episode 100. And be like, all right, this was cool. We got her done. But Right now, though, we're going to focus on the next episode, which will be episode number 75. I doubt we're going to get the reboot or the CGI reboot series to show us more before then. So one only knows. Maybe it'll be a Grayskull experience. Where I sit there and finally get to do something I've been trying to do for all these years and be able to take a good look at the vintage, the 2000X, the classics, and now the Origins castles. I'm going to try to pull that off for hopefully episode 75. Can't promise anything, but I'm going to try. So, with that being said, until next time, everybody keep watching shows, whether you love it, hate it, whatever. Keep collecting the product, because much like other lines, if you don't, toy lines die. Well, we ain't gonna go there. Until next time, I'm E-Daddy, your angry guy. Oh, and for episode 75, I have a question for everybody. Two episodes ago, I said something right there at the end of the show. If anybody, can go through and tell me what that end line came from, I will send somebody something special, and I'll figure it out next week or so what I'm going to send them. But I think it was the last live I did, not the pre-recorded one I did about Beastmans. I know I did that one before, but the last live I think I did, I want to say I think I did. If anybody can tell me what that caught it and can tell me where it's from, of course, wait until I figure out what I'm going to send the person before anybody goes looking it up, because I would feel really bad if I say, okay, tell you what I'll do. I'll go through and I will pick up another set of these, and whoever can tell me who or where that line came from. And just because I said don't mean it's Motu related or Transformers related or anything like that. You guys got to think outside the box here. I'll send you a set of those. Until next time, I'm E-Daddy, your angry guy. Everybody keep on collecting so these lines never die. Okay, is it going to stop or not? There we go.